Hey everybody, thanks for popping in. Today is February 20th, 2020. In this video, we're going to look at a pair of shootings that occurred last night in the city of Hanau, Germany. The news states that a far-right extremist carried out two attacks at two different shisha bars, which are hookah lounges, killing a total of 9 people. The man was then found dead at his home alongside his mother. And in this video, we're going to be looking at the numerology of these attacks. The theory here being that these attacks are not organic, but are instead operations carried out by the deep state with the intent of villainizing those who are against the immigration policies of the New World Order government, which of course is very present in Germany. This all occurring through Chancellor Angela Merkel, who's been in office there for over 14 years now. And this video will explore the numerology of this attack and how it relates to the Chancellor of Germany. In any videos I do decoding events in other countries, I always talk about how the local politicians and their numerology is significant, and this is no exception here with this attack. For starters, February 19th, which was the actual date of the attack late last night, had primary numerology of 61. 2 plus 19 plus 20 plus 20. This is the Gematria in the reduction method of active shooter. The full reduction method, also called Pythagorean Gematria, using the rules of numerology to reduce each double-digit number to a single digit prior to adding it to the equation. We've since learned that the name of the shooter is Tobias Rathjen, which in single reduction, where the S is worth 10, also summing to 61. The phrase hookah lounges, also summing to 61. 2 hookah lounges is where these attacks were carried out. And this all happened in the city of Hanau, Germany. Using the reverse reduction method, Hanau, Germany, also summing to 61. These hookah lounges are also called shisha bars. Shisha bars sums to 41 in reduction, and yesterday's date numerology, 2 plus 19 plus 20, also with 41 numerology. Next, we'll look at the numerology of Angela Merkel. And the most significant date here is always going to be the date that they took office. Merkel has been in office since November 22nd of 2005. Notice how this is exactly 5,202 days before the shooting. In every one of my videos, I teach something called Latin or Jewish Gematria, the cipher based on the Latin alphabetic order, which amplifies the numbers instead of reducing them, similar to Hebrew Gematria and Greek isopsephy. And in this method, Angela Dorothy Merkel has a value of 522. What's also interesting about this is that it also means that the German Chancellor has been in office for a span of 14 years and 90 days. German Chancellor has a Gematria value in the alphabetic order of 149. Furthermore, Merkel's birthday falls on July 17th, which is exactly 149 days after this shooting. The fact that Angela Merkel has been in office for 14 years definitely stands out. Of course, this date also had numerology of 14. The word German sums to 104. So does the word hookah, 104. In the alphabetic order, Angela Merkel sums to 104. Merkel was exactly 31 weeks after her birthday, which also aligns with the Gematria of hookah and German. Shisha bars also, when spelled correctly, gives us numerology of 104 and 41. We just mentioned how this date had 14 numerology, 14 also, 104 and 41. Notice how shisha bars, what I wanted to point out here about this 104 is the quote that they gave us in the headline. Anytime they put a quote in these media headlines, there's going to be significant gematria behind it. Far-right extremist also giving us another 104 in reverse reduction. What also sticks out about this is the ordinal value of 220. Although yesterday's attacks occurred on the night of February 19th, most people are reading this news on the date 2/20, the 20th of February. In the reverse alphabetic order, the name Angela Merkel sums to 220. Again, this was in the city of Hanau, which sums to 220 using satanic gematria. Hanau, I'm going to have to pull up this city here. Hanau is in a district called Main-Kinzig-Kreis. And this also summing to 220 in the alphabetic order. So here we are on February 20th, reading news that just hammers 220 all over us. Something else worth pointing out is that Angela Merkel sums to 50 in reduction, and these shootings were on the 50th day of the year. As you read about these attacks in the BBC, you come across a string of recent far-right attacks in Germany, and we're going to look at how this attack from last night is numerically related to some of these other events as well. First of all, back on October 9th of last year, there was a synagogue shooting in which 2 people were killed. This date was 10/9/19, which of course is written with 2 19s. See? 1919. Well, if you measure from the date of that attack to the date of this attack on the 19th day of the month, notice you get exactly 19 weeks. A couple videos ago, I discussed the importance of 19. This is the Hebrew gematria of the word kill. And of course, Hebrew being significant because this attack was at a synagogue. Angela Merkel's full name also sums to 190, like 19 weeks and 0 days. This is also the value of Germany shooting, 190. The most significant attack on this list, however, comes from July of 2016. Back then, we had a shooting in Munich in which 9 people were killed. Now, just to be clear, it says 10 on Wikipedia. This is including the perpetrator. So it was 9 victims. And there's definitely a numeric riddle that connects this shooting with last night's shooting in Hanau. Notice here, also, 9 people were killed. Now, this is a little different. 11 is including the perpetrator, but this is also including his mother, who was killed in a home away from there. So it was still 9 people killed at the 2 hookah lounges. How does this all connect? Well, this all ties to Unity Day in Germany. Now, so not only do we look at the local politicians, but we're also looking at the national holiday. And in Germany, Unity Day, which is the only nationally federally recognized holiday, falls on the date October 3rd. Now, what's interesting about this is that notice how in 2016 the shooting was on July 22nd. Well, if you measure from July 22nd to Germany Day on 10/3, you find it's 10 weeks and 3 days earlier. Hanau, Main Kinzig Kreis sums to 103. This was the site of last night's shooting. The number 13 is the only one in the alphabetic order to sum to 99. And this is significant because 9 victims in this shooting, 9 victims in the 2 hookah lounge shootings, 9 and 9. Also 13 summing to 45, which is the ordinal value of Hanau, 45. Last night's shooting fell exactly 227 days before Germany Day. And in 2016, the Munich shootings were on the date 22/7, or 227. Now, this 227, very significant. Of course, if you divide 22 by 7, you get the first 3 digits of pi, 3.14. 22 divided by 7 in ordinal gives us the first 3 digits of pi, 314. But the numbers of Freemasonry are definitely coded in here, and if indeed these attacks are some part of a global conspiracy, then the framework through which that conspiracy is carried out has to be a secret society, and none is more ubiquitous than Freemasonry. So we pointed out the 227 and how this is significant to the ritual. Well, notice the reduction value of 187. Again, most people are reading today's news on 2/20/2020. Measuring to the date of the Munich shootings, this is exactly a span of 187 weeks later. Notice how 187 weeks is also 1,309 days. Freemasonry in ordinal sums to 139. In Jewish Gematria, Freemasonry equals 787. Well, Angela Merkel, who was born on 7/17/1954, just turned 787 months old, 2 days before the shootings in Hanau. And once again, why is February 20th so significant here? Well, in numerology, 22 is considered the master builder number, and Freemasons classically refer to themselves as master builders. Using the alphabetic order, master builder number sums to 220 in ordinal. And of course, in numerology, this represents the number 22, which is the master builder number. You also get a fancy 122 in reverse. So the date 2/20/2020, we knew we were going to see some sort of Freemasonic ritual, and it appears this shooting may have been it. Once again, I just want to glance at the name of this shooter, Tobias Rathjen. And there's a couple things that stick out about this guy's name. We mentioned how it sums to 61, like active shooter, like the date numerology, but also notice the 1086 in Jewish Gematria. This shooting was 186 weeks after the Munich shootings. This 142 also stands out. Look at the gematria of the shooter in Munich, David Sonboli. This was also 142 and 52 in reduction. So I didn't even mention this in my post because I didn't notice it, but yeah, the name of the shooter in the Munich shootings, which is obviously connected to the Hanau shootings, as I demonstrated here, these two guys, the two shooters, have the same gematria, 142 and 52. So again, if you're trying to convince the minds of millions or billions of people, there's got to be some sort of magic that goes into it. And I believe that the use of Gematria in these rituals is that attempt. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks again to everybody who jumped in this morning. Peace, love, God bless, and we'll talk to you all soon. See ya!